There's a number of takeaways, observations, key observations, and I hope that you can use these takeaways when you go back to your day jobs, the reality of your day jobs, and think about what you can do to engage your leadership, and what your organizations can do. Yesterday morning, we had the very compelling stories from the 3 sponsors, and we saw that inclusion works at many different levels. So how truly inclusive are you? So when I say you, I mean not just you, but you and your organizations. Are you looking for opportunities to be more inclusive? Throughout the last 2 days, we listened a lot and shared stories, and it was extremely powerful. So how can you take what you've learned and continue the dialogue? So we learned from both Peggy's and Bin's sessions that a new paradigm of leadership is required, leadership that's much more inclusive and authentic. So what do we need to do to adapt? So to be successful, D&I needs to be embedded in the DNA of your organization. It's got to be aligned with your business goals, and we need to engage our leadership. And last night in the roundtable, we learned that we need to speak the language of the business leadership. Usually they're quite bottom line focused, so you need to speak that language. The issue of increasing the representation of women at senior levels is an issue in many companies in corporate Asia. And it's been on the agenda for a long time, but the needle has not really moved. So in order for something to happen, we really do, in order for the needle to move, a lot needs to happen. And while we should focus on putting the best person in a role and be wary of targets or quotas, we need to ensure that we are giving women, we should be accelerating and promoting women and giving them the same competitive advantage that men have enjoyed for a long time. So what role are you playing to raise awareness and move the needle? So in Tracy Ann's session, we talked about the fact that some of these, the chairmen or senior leaders are not even aware. So even though the conversation has progressed, there can be a lot more that can be done to raise awareness and make sure that people understand the issues. So hopefully when we're back here in 2 years, the needle would have moved a lot. Cultural diversity is a reality across Asia, and it's an issue that many companies are grappling with. So what are you doing to better understand, to track, and to harness its value? And this is something that we at Community Business is going to focus on in our diversity on boards work in the next year. We heard some very powerful stories in the FACES sessions in the yesterday about people with disabilities. People with disabilities, our talent with disabilities, continue to be excluded in the workplace in Asia. So what are you doing to remove the barriers to inclusion? And LGBT has become much more of a mainstream topic these days. But are our workplaces as inclusive as they can be? So how are you creating a more inclusive workplace for your LGBT employees in Asia? I hope this conference has helped you to learn a lot more about these issues, has challenged you to think about what your organization can be doing more to be more inclusive. And also, not just at the organizational level, but yourself, what we and what our leaders can be doing more as well. So this is very powerful and exciting work, and as the new CEO of Community Business, I feel very privileged and honored to be involved in all of this. I think it's very, 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 very important work to all organizations in Asia. We've got a lot in store in the next year and moving forward, and we really hope to involve your companies and yourselves in this work.